Hey guys, welcome back to Classic G-Body Garage. Alright guys, here in front of me is my 78 Cutlass Supreme Factory 4-speed and Factory T-Top. Now, this is the full detailed walk around of this car. I'll go through under the hood, interior, and in the trunk. Just a couple of things that I want to go over that I didn't cover in the previous video on this car, and I will go ahead and post the link to that video. It was just an initial quick walk around of this car, but this car is very special. As I mentioned, it is a factory 4-speed with a factory T-top, with a factory bench seat, and it is a Cutlass Supreme. The majority of the 4-speed cars that I have found over my past 23 years of dealing with G-bodies is the 4-speed cars are bucket seat Cutlass Calais. I've only seen one other Supreme. Actually, no, two. I know of two others. Another guy, my Facebook page, has a 4-speed Supreme. So, 3 total. All the rest have been Calais, and I do have a couple of 4-speed Calais. I'll go ahead and link the videos to these cars, but real quick, there's one sitting here, pretty much identical in color to that one. Same color, same white vinyl top, hard top, has the aluminum wheels, and then over here, that's a 4-speed Malibu. Then I have another 4-speed Cutlass Calais moonroof car. Very, very rare. So there you go. It's my 4-speed G-bodies. Alright, getting back to the 78 Supreme. Like I said, I'll post the playlist to all those other cars. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you're a new viewer, if you see what you like. Got all sorts of stuff going on here. But there you go. This car came from the West Coast, sent to Medford, Oregon originally. Spent the majority of its life there, and then was sent to Utah, spent some time in Utah, and then to Grand Junction, Colorado, where I found it. Found the car on eBay. Very, very clean car, zero rust whatsoever. All original paint. It still has the original painted on pinstriping. The paint is plenty faded. The top is plenty damaged from the sun. So is the interior. As you can see, typical of all the G-bodies. The top is wasted, but this car is going to get a full restoration. This is about as original as it gets. Virgin car, untouched, but let me open the hood here. It has factory aluminum hood, very light. And under the hood here is a Chevy 305 with a 2-jet. Not the dual jet. The dual jet has the oval opening. The 2-jet has the circle opening, and 78 was the last year. As far as I know, they use this carburetor. But if you wanted a 4-speed in a 78 Cutlass, or even I think a 78 Malibu, you got that carburetor. You got the 2-barrel. You didn't get the 4-barrel option. My 79 4-speed Malibu that you see there in the garage, the white one, that has a factory 305 4-barrel. So they did get a little bit more enjoyable to drive since they had the 4-barrel carburetor on it. But 305 2-barrel with the Saginaw cast iron 4-speed transmission with a factory Hurst shifter is what you got in 78. So that is what we're packing here under the hood. Everything is untouched. Factory AC lines all intact still. The original manifold here, looks like they stripped the paint off of it at some point in time, put 2 different color valve covers on it. Who knows what the hell has been going on underneath here, but it has some issues. Unfortunately, I cannot start it up for you guys. Water pump is just puking out the front seal, and I don't believe the fuel pump, or the water pump is leaking, and the fuel pump is not pumping gas. So this thing will not run, will not stay running. I can dump gas into the bowl of the carburetor, fill it up, and it'll just run off of that, and that is it. And it just continues to puke and freeze out the front of the motor. So unfortunately, I cannot fire this thing up for you, and trust me, it does not sound all that great considering it's running on 7 cylinders, and one of the other cylinders is very low in compression. The motor's just very loose, very worn out, and it will get rebuilt or replaced with a 350, but I'll probably still run the 2-jet on there because I want to keep it original as possible when I restore this car. And you can see how clean this car is because it still has all the original plating on the booster here, and also the brackets as well. Very, very clean car. It's about as clean as it gets here from a Western car. So I'll go ahead and let this hood down. Let me open up the doors. Oh, I mentioned in the previous video, you'll see this door has some primer on it around the door lock. Trunk lock is punched in it, and also the steering column is blue, and that is because before I bought the car, the guy who owned it, someone tried to steal the car. They couldn't steal the car after breaking the column. Well, of course, they had to punch the door lock to get the door open, and then they also punched the trunk lock open to find out what was inside of there as well. So the car was fixed on the door and the column. The column was obviously never repainted, and the door was fixed. So that is the story behind that. So here's the interior. Now the 4-speeds, like I said, have a factory Hurst shifter. You can see the Hurst spelled out right there on the handle. Now they did not come with a factory T-handle. Someone has swapped this thing out with the T-handle, but very, very cool to be rowing through the gears on a G-Body. I love driving my Malibu. That's my only 4-speed car right now that's drivable. But another cool feature to note on a 4-speed car is the offset ashtray. Because of the 4-speed right here, the ashtrays usually sit right in the middle, and if you go ahead and pull the ashtray out, you're going to end up hitting the ashtray with the shifter. So what GM did was offset that. So that is another key thing to note on a factory manual trans G-Body. But factory bench seats, 60-40 split. Like I said, most of them came with bucket seats. This is the second, maybe third one. I can't remember if the third Supreme I saw has factory bucket seats, but 2 of the 3 I know have bench that I've seen. So that is an extremely rare option. I actually kind of like it because it has the armrest and everything. So when you're shifting the gears, you have something to rest your arm on. There's the factory opera lights that all T-top G-Bodies had. And this is a factory T-top car. So it'll be very, very fun driving this car once I get it out on the road. Rowing through the gears with the T-tops off. But this car is very original, very, very clean. Let me just open up the trunk for you. You can see how clean it is in here as well. So got the air cleaner sitting back here. When they popped the trunk, they also busted the damn latch off of here. I got it sitting right here, so that will have to be spot welded back on, but the trunk carpet's gone. But you can see how clean it is in here and how spotless it is. So this will be a very nice car to restore. Everything is here. I have all sorts of NOS parts to get this thing going. So it'll be a fun project once I get the garage done, get some concrete in there, get a lift in there, and finally start working on these cars. I've been waiting a very long time to do that. So that is pretty much it for this car. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's my train. So until the next classic G-Body garage video, make sure you keep those G-Bodies rolling.